Hello everyone, my name is Rutardin Palisari and I'm the moderator of this forum for today. Before that, let me introduce our panelists that join with us, which is Miss Elisa Olga,
Hello.
hi, and Miss Magiana Matthew.
Hello.
Welcome to the forum, guys. Okay, today's forum is about nowadays new generation does not show much interest and patience in practicing the Malaysian culture heritage, namely traditional dances, which is Inang dance, or well known as the Tarian Inang. Tarian Inang is a modern version of the traditional folk dance. Tarian Mak Inang it is often performed at a social event. This dance is danced according to the tempo of tambourine, violin, and drum. While dancing, the dancer with colorful handkerchief. The Inang dance is also adapted from the Nani dance. It is said to because of the soft and weak curves of the body. Okay, Miss Olga, can you explain what do you think that this cultural heritage is still important or relevant to the younger generation?
Thank you, Rutra. Um, in my opinion, why cultural heritage is important to the younger generation is because um, because culture needs to be preserved for the sake of the continuity of our civilization. Through the traditional culture, we know our origins. With this, we will not forget the mainland. Instead, we will be aware of the hardships our ancestors lived in. From here, we will get iktibar. Our pristine culture is also a culture bastion. With this, our people are not swept away by Western culture. What exists today stems from the past. So the younger generation must recognize their own origins. Thank you, Rutra.
Thank you, Miss Olga. And Miss Olga, what do you think how we cultivate the interest of the younger generation to preserve this cultural heritage? And what are the measures that can be taken?
Okay, thank you, Rutra. The way to preserve this cultural heritage is um, the first thing is our traditional heritage can be passed on the younger generation through training. Group of Makyong Wayang Kulit Zapin can be run through cultural art partners. The education system can also introduce traditional culture as a co-curricular activity at school. Traditional poetry and dance contests will develop this culture. This effort provides an opportunity for those who are interested in following it. With culture will continue to grow. This performance will also allow people to get to know him more closely. With this, the art of the national soul can be appreciated. The last one is we implemented to preserve the artistic and cultural heritage among the young generation. Today is to use the mass media platform to reopen the eyes of the people who have been lost by the current of foreign entertainment. This effort is seen as difficult because of the freedom of social media, which is the reason for our young generation to explore foreign entertainment or arts and culture for their own viewing. Therefore, the authorities should take the same opportunity to present films, dramas, fashion, and even advertisement related to the art and culture of our society throughout the mass media. Television also that carry out their operation in pursuit of ratings must be balanced with efforts to preserve the arts and culture that we have. Shows or content that infuse cultural elements such as the film Putri Gunung Ledang should be published more in order to show the public interest in art and culture. That's all from me. Thank you, Rucha.
Miss Maji, can you explain what are the impacts of this Tarian Inang to the economy and to the tourism sector to our country?
Thank you, Ms. Rutra. For my opinion, these are various aspects of the tourism sector that can be used to support the economy either locally and nationally. Studies in the field of dance state that dance is a method of nonverbal communication. This nonverbal communication is used to interact with other people. In fact, Inang dance can be an effective tool to promote local, religion, regional economic development so that more tourists visit our place to enjoy its traditional dance. Not only that, but it is also able to contribute more income through tickets, hotel, transportation, and so on to improve the economy. In addition, the current development of global economy shows that the creative industry is one of the important sources of economic growth and cultural proliferation in developing countries. For example, in the United States, in this industry has contributed as much as USD 3 trillion to the gross domestic product. In Malaysia, economic and socio-cultural perspective, the creative industry has contributed as much as 9.4 billion ringgit to the country GDP in 2008 and has the potential to generate a high income economy and dignify the country's culture. Community involvement is also very important to attract foreign tourists to Malaysia through art and cultural activities to generate the Malaysian economy. However, today, Inang dance is facing serious problems when it is increasingly difficult to find individuals, especially young people, who are committed to maintaining traditional culture and because children are increasingly familiar with computers and online games rather than ethnic musical instruments or traditional dance. However, it is important to preserve traditional dance as they reflect the identity of a region and hence the prosperity of a country. That's all.
Thank you, Miss Maji. And do you wish that cultural heritage that is studied in and will be practiced by our future generation?
Thank you, Ms. Rutra. I think yes, but nowadays getting young people interested in culture and traditional art is on an easy thing to do. Traditional dance seems outdated for the younger generation. That is why almost all individuals involved in traditional arts and dances are over 40 years old. However, this culture should not be abandoned by young people because this Inang dance has specific characteristics that should be recognized by the local and foreign communities. If we look at it from the other side, many tourists from abroad come to Malaysia just to see and learn Malaysian culture and traditions. This is this can further enhance the name of the country and thus contribute to the national economy. Therefore, I suggest that the education department and can introduce traditional dance into both primary and secondary school subjects to foster the interest of the younger generation. In this way, our culture will continue to grow, and this show will also allow people to get to know it more closely. With this, the art of the nation so can be appreciated because if you don't know, then you don't love. That's all.
Thank you, Ms. Margie, and thank you, Ms. Olga, for sharing your opinions with us. This forums come to end up. To conclude, to creating the awareness and promotion of the cultural heritage, this decisive subject to make the general public understand the pressing need for the cultural heritage, knowledge acquisition, promotion and dissemination cultural heritage. Cultural heritage studies should be incorporated in school education at the early age so that they feel concerned about the promotion and preservation of the cultural heritage. It is essential to cultivate the cultural segment with the assistance from the government and non-governmental organizations and entrepreneurs. More operational support, cooperation, and active involvement from the public is required to fulfill in creating awareness and cultural heritage. Additional determinations are obligatory to build greater consciousness among the people. That's all. Thank you. Bye bye. See you again.
Thank you. Bye bye.